Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and an AstroVed astrologer. And I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has explained the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is also a divine light being associated with all of them. In doing the puja, we are inviting blessings from these light beings to flow into our lives and also into our world. To do the puja, I am using the South Indian style layout of the chart. And I have with me, I have some water, I have an incense stick, a little raisin, a bell, a bowl of fresh flower petals, and a lit tea light. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table. And that's the area where I will do the puja. To start, I'm taking some of the water and sprinkling that on all four sides of the blackboard to purify the space for where the puja will happen. I'm sprinkling a few drops of water on top of my own head to symbolically purify me, and I'm sending a few drops of water out into space to symbolically purify all of you, whether you're watching it live or watching it later on a replay. Next, we start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. And we ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of all of the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your lives. We ask him to remove obstacles for all of you, now and always. Om Drum Dattatreya Shiva Baba. Next, we do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Hatiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Hatiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Hatiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets for their positive blessings to be beneficial towards us, and we ask them to be beneficial towards our world. We thank Saint Yana Samunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we start by acknowledging the time elements that are active right now in my local area. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Uttara Phalguni, I put the flower petals on the moon on the blackboard chart. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Next, we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. At the moment in my area, it's the 14th waxing moon, called Chaturdasi in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Om Chaturdasi Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet ruling the hour. In my local area, this is the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun on the blackboard chart. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Vriddhi, which has energies of discernment. Vriddhi, Vriddhi, Vriddhi. And the karana that's active right now is one called Garisha, which has energies of increased effort. Garisha, Garisha, Garisha. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment, and we start with looking at the sign that is the ascendant, shown here with the letters AC. This is the sign of Misha, or Pisces. Dr. Pillai said we would start with the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to his importance at the moment. Aries is ruled by Mars, so we start with honoring Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Today in Aries is Mercury and Rahu and Uranus and Venus. Mercury and Rahu are in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we honor Rahu for being in Aries. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Mercury and Rahu are both in a star called Ashwini, a star that gives blessings for speed and also for healing. I put the flower petals across Mercury and Rahu. Om Ashwinihe Namaha. Om Ashwinihe Namaha. Om Ashwinihe Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, horse-headed twins who are filled with healing energy from their father, who is the sun. I put the flower petals across Mercury and Rahu. Om Ashwini Kumaras Ye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumaras Ye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumaras Ye Namaha. Swamini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we're going to honor Uranus and Venus, who are both in the same star. We'll honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with Uranus. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Next, we honor Venus for being in Aries. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Uranus and Venus are both in a star called Bharani, a star symbolized as the yoni, which represents the female private parts. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power. I put the flower petals across Uranus and Venus. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy. Today, containing Mercury, planet of communication, and also the planet of business. Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box and also help us with new technologies. And Uranus, a planet that can help with success in life, higher intelligence, and also astrology. And Venus, planet of love and beauty and joy and enjoyment of material plane comforts and also the arts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, going in a clockwise direction around the chart from the ascendant, the next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. I put flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rudra, a form of Shiva in which he's very fierce and he destroys negativities. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing Mars, who is both a healer and a protector. We ask Mars to give blessings to all healers, doctors, nurses, those who work in hospitals and clinics, those who work with alternative forms of health and healing, and all those who work in protection and security, the firefighters, police departments, the military, security guards, all those who help with protecting us in any way. We thank them and we pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kanya or Virgo, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon and I put flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Uttara Phalguni. This is a star that has energies for relationships. And later today, when the sun goes in, when the moon goes into the full moon, that period when it's the full moon and the moon is still in Uttara Phalguni star, that's a very special festival called Panguni Uttiram. And this is said to be when 4 different divine couples got married when it was a full moon and the moon was in Uttara Phalguni star. So Uttara Phalguni star has a tremendous amount of energy for marriage, relationship, commitment, etc. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by Aryaman, an archetype who helps rule things like contracts, honor, keeping one's word. Honor is when there is a line you just don't cross. We ask for blessings from this archetype. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Virgo, which is Mercury. I put flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most analytical and detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and also our receptivity to light. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star that can give divine blessings, according to Dr. Pillai. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, archetype who rules the wind and the air element, and also is the father of Hanuman. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies for balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. We honor Pluto, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada. This is a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. The Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satabisha, a star symbolized as an empty circle. This is a star with a tremendous amount of healing energy, and also a star that can give blessings for interest in esoteric subjects. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satabishaye Namaha. Om Satabishaye Namaha. Om Satabishaye Namaha. Satabisha star is ruled by Varuna, archetype who rules the rains and the oceans. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Varun, Satyabhisha's star is ruled by it's ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and we reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, a zodiac sign that is the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs. Today, containing Saturn, planet of patience and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune and the Sun and Jupiter. We start with honoring Neptune and put flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings towards enlightenment, charity, and purification. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Excuse me. Today, the Sun and Jupiter are in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. The Sun and Jupiter are both in a star called Revati, a star that can give blessings to help with wealth and also with travel. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Pushan, an archetype that helps with taking care of animals and helps those who are taking care of animals, and also helps take care of travelers. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, today containing Neptune, planet that helps with intuition and with understanding our own inner life, and the sun, which is our soul and a planet so important for our health, and Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spirituality. All of these planets right now are sitting in Pisces, a sign that helps with everything related to transcendental and metaphysical topics. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I take a lit tea light and I hold it in the air above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals. And in the air, I circle the tea light above the chart 3 times, around it 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a lit incense stick to represent the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And in the air, I circle that around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now I take a bell to represent the element of sound. Now I take a little raisin, a small fruit representing the earth element. And in the air, I circle that around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And later, I will eat the little raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Right now, I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we have time for short Q&A. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. If you have questions today, you're welcome to post them in the chat, and I will do my best to try to answer them. So, as I mentioned earlier, later today, when it turns into the full moon, at least in my area, and there's an overlap of the full moon and the moon being in Uttara Phalguni star, that's a special festival called Panguni Uttiram. And it's a strong celebration for relationship energy. It's said that 4 different sets of divine couples got married during the combination of it being a full moon and the moon in Uttara Phalguni star. So this is a good time for working with the, when that happens. Right now in my area, we're still in the 14th waxing moon, but later today, when it's the full moon and the moon in Uttara Phalguni star in your area, it's a good time to work with the mantra Kleem, K-L-E-E-M. These are sounds for Parvati, a goddess of relationship, asking her to help all our relationships to be loving and gracious, whether it's, relationships with our housemates, our family, a personal relationship, our colleagues, our neighbors, all of our relationships. We want them to be all loving and gracious. Is there a god or goddess who's the overseer of all the planets, is asking Katie. Well, both Ganesha and Hanuman are said to have the ability to help us with all of the planets. When I invoke Ganesha at the beginning, he's a patron of all of the celestial objects. So always working with Ganesha can help you. So that would be that. And then also Hanuman is also said to have some special abilities with all of these, so with all of the planets as well. But all of the planets each have a particular overlord or boss that we work with when we're perhaps doing remedies for that particular planet. So Ganesha would be the lord of all celestial objects. He's a tremendous cosmic being. And we always invoke him at the beginning of pretty much every Vedic ritual that we do. It can be a nice practice to even invoke him before you get out of bed, just to, do his mantra even silently for a few times, even before you get out of bed, asking him to remove any obstacles from the day for you. Okay, that's a good question, Katie. Thank you. All right. Not seeing any other questions in the chat. Tomorrow in my area, it will be the full moon all day. And we will be doing a full moon fire lab for the people that are in the Sri Brzi immersion program. That's a paid program. I will be doing a free fire lab coming up on Sunday, which is Easter. I'll be doing it in the evening in North America time. It will be on the Pillai Center practice channel on YouTube. It's free, open to everyone. And it will start at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, April 9th, Pacific time. So you're all invited to that if you don't have other commitments on that day. All right, I'll go ahead and close out for today. May you all have a blessed week, a blessed day. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.